going to hold the phone the whole time. All right. So you'll have to get the sound from here for the upload.
Saturday. Look what's happening. Look what's happening right here.
So behind us, you can see... Well, no one's on yet, so we'll wait for people to come on. And then we'll talk about it. It's pretty late, though. We're an hour later than what we're supposed to be going on for a Saturday. Usually it's 10:30 a.m. And it is now 11:29 a.m. And so that makes it on the East Coast 2:30 p.m. On the East Coast. So it's really late. Definitely not a coffee and questions kind of morning. Anyway, what was really interesting though today was that we went to an estate sale. We saw Tootsie Avila, and that was really cool. She's an Instagram a reseller on Instagram. We met on Instagram, and she stopped Michelle. I don't think you had much interaction with her before. I'm the one that usually talked to her on Instagram, and she stopped Michelle and said, "Hey, Michelle, what did she say to you?"
Oh, I was like, have we met?
Yeah, because she might be listening to us later on this recording, right?
Yeah.
But did she stop you and say, "Hi, Michelle"?
Yeah, she's like,
she know
Michelle,
your name?
right?
Yeah?
And I was like, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, so that was really cool. It was nice to meet her in person, actually. Good morning, Posh Boss Too Sexy. Happy Saturday afternoon or morning, depending on where in the U.S. you are located. We're east of Los Angeles, and so it's still morning for us here. What are you up to this morning, and where are you joining us from? So every Saturday we do a Bolo Saturday, which is, what is Bolo? Can you tell everyone, Michelle?
Be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout. And so you want to, yeah, so then you're going to want to be on the lookout for some games. This was a request by someone to do board games. So we're going to go through them and show you guys what board games to look for. Okay, so what's the most profitable game that you have sold? Comment below.
For us, this was the most profitable board game we've sold.
You're going to have to raise your voice because the sound thing is all the way over here.
So we got this game for how much?
This Yahtzee, okay, so our most profitable game that we're going to describe to the listeners who can't see our live is a Yahtzee. It's 2003. We sold it on Etsy, and we sold it for $148.30. That looks weird. Did we sell it for less and that's shipping? Are you sure that's our
I think
sale
shipping
price?
was calculated. Maybe that's why it's a weird number.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Including shipping, but this shipping is probably $8. So
Yeah.
$140.
Something like that. Good morning, Onassis Sales eBay. How you doing today? Happy Saturday. We're going through Bolo games. Yeah, this is this game. So let me tell you the story of the game, okay? So basically, old vintage games are Bolo. Vintage games are Bolo, right? They are, be on the lookout for them when you go garage sailing, right? When we go garage sailing, I'm always picking up board games.
Yeah.
Now, before the pandemic, it was like a bit much because we weren't selling as many games. People were not playing board games as much. But it really worked out for us now during the pandemic because we were able to sell a lot of them. So before the pandemic, I bought this game brand new with the seal, like the plastic was still on it. I don't know what you call that.
It's sealed.
It's still sealed?
Yeah, it's with the plastic.
And I think I paid $3 for it. And I knew it was going to be worth some money because I had been looking these up. And I looked it up on Amazon. So it was selling for $150 on Amazon. But to sell a game on Amazon, you have to be gated in that category. So that means Amazon has to allow you to sell those on the category. You can't just sell whatever you want. So we were not able to sell them on Amazon, so we listed it on our Etsy store. It sold within, right away, within a few weeks.
And here's the crazy thing. I didn't believe her. I was like, who would buy a game for $148 when you got it at a garage sale for $3?
Yeah, well, that's why she wasn't picking up the games. That's why, Michelle would roll her eyes when I would pick up games because she didn't know. But anyway, facts and data are facts and data.
I think it would sell, but not $140.
Good morning, Tommy.
That's
Tommy
crazy.
B25. Yeah, that's why you guys, it's important to do research because this is not about what you would pay. This is all about what people would pay, right?
Insane.
So
item number 1 is a Franklin Mint glass Monopoly game. So this was sold on eBay for $2,000. I have seen one on a live estate sale, similar one, but not the same. But anything Franklin Mint is always valuable. So with this one, I believe the little pieces of the houses are made out of gold and silver, and it has a really nice board.
I mean, if it's made all out of gold and silver, wouldn't it be worth more than $2,000? Is it plated maybe, or is it really full gold and silver?
It might be plated.
Yeah, it seems like maybe it'd be plated because there's like a lot of little pieces in there. Anyway, $2,000. If you ever do run across this Monopoly Franklin Mint collaboration, we've sold some Franklin Mint cars before for a good penny. So
yeah, and this one has like a little wooden board, and it has little drawers where you could store all the it's really cool. It's wooden, made out of gold, and it has these special chance cards. So
sweet.
I wish I could have
special in which way? Yeah, no, these ones that we're doing now, we did not sell them ourselves. These are just for you guys to look for if you guys are sourcing or trying to buy things to resell. So the next one is Small World board game.
So this is like one of those Warcraft. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Warcraft, StarCraft. It's like a war, like one of those pieces where you kind of like fight against each other. And this is like a limited edition Bolo. It's in a wooden box, and there's been a lot on eBay. They're all over $1,000. This was sold for $1,700, which is crazy.
All right, so another one. This is called the Rat Race, and it's sold for $1,600 on eBay. Vintage Rat Race social climbing board game. I've never run across one of these, but we were just at an estate sale this morning, and we bought a few vintage games. So again, be on the lookout for a vintage game called Rat Race. It's worth a lot of money.
This game is crazy. I looked at how you play. You basically have to build your social level to go to like if you look at the photo, there's a rich person there, you know, so the game is all about how to become upper class. It's so weird.
That is funny. And I always wonder, like, people who, you know, older folks who have been around that long, if they used to play it or if they knew their parents played it or something. I always wonder about that.
So that one sold for about $1,600. Here's another one. So this is a brand called ZAZA and SACCI, I believe, if it's Italian. ZAZA and SACCI. It's a leather tabletop backgammon game. It's made out of real leather. So ZAZA and SACCI are famous leather. They make a lot of leather handcrafted items. And anytime you see backgammon and anytime you see leather or any like nice handcrafted items, get those because those are worth money. This one sold for $1,600.
Yeah, this is still really, really popular board game, the backgammon. Have you guys ever played this game? I've never played it. Have you?
No, I don't know how to play it.
But we've sold so many vintage backgammon games. They're really hot. They usually sell within a week or something. They fly off the shelves all year round. So yeah, we get sales from abroad and everything. So those are definitely Bolo. So, all right. So game number 5 is Conan board game for $1,000.
So this board game, it's kind of like one of those Warcraft board game. It's a Kickstarter. So it's actually limited, super limited, and you can't buy it anywhere. So that's why it's $1,000.
But how much did it? So a Kickstarter, can you explain what that means?
A Kickstarter is usually when someone raised money to build something. So
like a new product.
Like a new product.
Yeah.
So this was a Kickstarter product, and it was super limited, and that's why it's so expensive.
And so what was the original price of it?
I don't remember.
Okay. That'd be good to kind of know. So there you go. Yeah, but keep an eye out for a Conan game because it goes for $1,000. Good morning, Debbie Griggs 42. Happy Saturday. What are you guys up to today? What are you up to today? Okay, so number 6 here we have the Monopoly 85th Anniversary Edition. They only made 420 of these games. 450 of these games. So it sells for upwards amount of $800.
The next one is another war game. It's called Joan of Arc, Times of Legend board game. It was sold for $500 on eBay. And the coolest thing about this board game is that these little characters are built to the T. They basically sculpted the characters to like the T. It's super, super little figurines, are very intricate. And that is probably why it's so expensive.
So sculpted, you mean like the figures are made out of like
I don't know how they make
maybe
it.
Iron,
Maybe.
not plastic, obviously.
Oh no, not plastic. They're like die cast, like heavy
yeah, material.
Heavy material.
Good morning, 2434 Collectibles. Happy Saturday. We're doing games this morning, Bolo games. So if you guys, when you are sourcing, be on the lookout for some of these games that we show here. They're board games that are worth a lot of money. 2434 knows the exact name of the what do you call it? The material, which is pewter.
Yes.
Is pewter valuable? Because we literally just recently sold a puzzle from a famous artist who he takes pictures of nature. It was an amazing, awesome puzzle for $50, and it was made out of pewter. I have a feeling we could have probably gotten more money for that one.
Cool like that. It wasn't the whole thing pewter.
Is that possible to coat something in pewter, and is it possible to have things be 100% pewter as well? Okay, we're on game number 8. That's you, Michelle. Good morning, Wave Goods. Happy Saturday.
This game is called Boris Karloff Monster Game. I believe this was an actor. This was a movie in real life and back in the 1960s. And any Monsters game, Addams Family, anything like creepy or horror related, they would sell, and anything vintage. So in this case, this was sold for $1,300.
That's amazing. And it is definitely, it looks like it's in really good condition for being from 1965. Yeah, so far on these rare games, have you ever seen them? Have you heard of them? You know, we haven't. We've never seen any of those in real life.
So I'm not too familiar with baseball, but this item, it's a Sports Illustrated baseball board game. It was sold for $810. So from my research, they have this thing called Baseball Classics. I believe it's how you manage a baseball team. And this was basically the first game that started that whole trend of like you're like a manager and you have to put teams together.
That seems really fun, actually.
And that was like the first game that started it.
That's cool. I mean, is there? I haven't heard of any game like that before. So I
really,
didn't, yeah,
it's like fantasy football.
Oh, really?
But card game.
Oh, okay. That's really cool.
So that started it.
And Sports Illustrated is a famous magazine. So
yeah, it's 1973.
So be on the lookout for one of those. And last but not least,
this is the Elvis Presley game. It was sold for $595. I wish I could keep one. I grew up listening to Elvis songs. But it's cool. So they have this game. You have boys and girls, apparently, cards. And they have different questions and different songs. And you basically have to answer all the Elvis questions to win. Elvis trivia questions.
Oh my
to
gosh,
win the game.
That's insane. You have to be like a true Elvis lover or collector, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure.
To get this.
I'm sure there was a lot of Elvis fans back in the day.
Definitely back in the day. I'm sure that was a big one. All right, so that was our last one. But last but not least, this is our meme, I guess. There's a Monopoly that is worth $2 million. It's at a museum. It's made out of gold and other special gems. So be on the lookout for that one. No, that's a joke. That's a meme. But yeah, definitely let us know if you've ever had any success with board games that you've sold. These were all really, really high end. I think these were all like treasures. You'd have to really be, stumble across it at an estate sale or garage sale or something to find it. But if you do, let us know, and you'll make a lot of money. So thanks again for joining us this Saturday for a quick Bolo Saturday coffee questions. Just wanted to give you a sneak peek in the back of our car. We just picked up a bunch of stuff at an estate sale, so we will be doing a state sale
Haul
Sunday. Tomorrow we're going to show you what we got. So stay tuned for that at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.